everyone, I am Tacet, and welcome back to another episode of our Gems of War Let's Play series. Been a while since we did one of these. Today we are mainly going to be focusing around Emperor Khorvash. Out of every legend we have, it's the only one that we have more than one copy of. The most notable reason for this is, well, there's actually two reasons. One, he ended up getting a nerf recently. The nerf being he now has a 1 higher mana cost, so we aren't going to be able to set a brown-blue banner and be able to get him up in 2 or 3 turns. Now it'll likely take 3 or 4. And as far as his traits, he got a pretty big nerf on his resistance to skulls. Used to be stone skin, which was 50% reduction. Now it is armored, which is only a 25% reduction. What we're going to be doing, since the event is brown-blue, giving us the last of the trait stones we need for him, as well as the fact that we have the refund option, what I'm going to do is fully trade it and then refund it. So we'll get to try the new Emperor Khorvash fully traded, as well as with no traits at all. So let's just get our last trait here. Of course, we were able to get the Arcane Shield trait stones we needed from the event this week. And there we go. So now we can go and test them out. So we'll do it first time with the traits, and then another time without the traits. Can we take a 3 trophy? I don't even know if I can take a 3 trophy on this account. As you can see, we switched our banner. You can't go a brown-blue banner with Khorvash anymore. I'm going a double brown, or +2 brown, +1 blue, -1 purple for the banner. Mainly going with true damage. I'm setting an Inferno King in there because as far as what we have, that's the only other thing we could really put in there. Maybe a Hellcat or something else, but we don't have too many in-slot options that would viably work. Okay, so right off the bat, we get quite a bit of color here. That's really nice. We'll get our stuns. That's new now that we have them fully traded. We're going to be getting 2 stuns off every single time we get an extra turn. That hasn't been changed at all, so that's still going to be just as effective. Of course, earlier on in this game, as we are still on this account, not as many things are fully traded, but we'll still be able to utilize that on a couple of them. I'll try to point them out because some of them have abilities that trigger at the beginning of the match. But let's see, on like this guy right here, he has all of his masteries. Like Jinx and Magic Heart both trigger at the beginning of the match, so he actually still has both of these in effect. The one that won't trigger is the Demonic Pact, the 25% that he'll do an Ancient Horror summon when he dies. That will be disabled because of the stun. But these two that both triggered at the beginning of the match cannot have any effect done from the stun. At this point, pretty much his whole team is stunned. Gosh, double Khorvash doing a little bit of work still. Let's see. Can we get the last 2 mana? Yes, we can. Right on the brown. So we'll have the double Khorvash. His damage is still exactly the same as what it's always been. It's just a little bit higher on the cost to be able to cast it. So we'll still be just as effective there. I'm going to go for a little bit of a Mirrorlift first. I'll probably go Khorvash, Mirrorlift, Khorvash. And hopefully that will give us enough mana on our Inferno King as well. Though he is 10 away, so we'll have to see. So we'll throw that down, see what we get off the Blade Dance. Okay, we got 4 mana. Still need a little bit more. Didn't get any from the Cascade. First, we have the kill ready whenever we want. Though now would be a pretty bad time to use it since he has a summon. We'll want to wait until he does that summon cast. Might have to wait another turn or 2 until he actually does it. Or we could just do this as long as we get an extra turn. Though if we don't get an extra turn, I'll probably just pass. Okay, we'll just take the Skull then. Oh, it's still going to get a summon. Yeah, that was enough damage to kill it barely, so it still will get the summon. But we'll go into the Khorvash into the Inferno King. And as long as we get alignment, that should be match. Let's just cast it. That doesn't look like alignment, though. Nope, no alignment. But we get the red mana we need. He'll poke us some. We still have Armored. Isn't going to reduce it as much as far as the skull damage reduction, but it's still going to help in not dying. I don't know for sure if the Armored ended up saving us there. It ended up triggering like 3 or 4 times. So I guess the Armored still did save us. So we'll just go for the Khorvash. 1 damage off from a kill, and we'll be able to use the Mirrorlift for the 6 damage to everything for the cleanup there. And we do end up losing a trip. But now, for the true test, can we do it with no traits? See how different it might be. See if it's really worth untrading him, because of course he does have a pretty big nerf on the fact of how much skull reduction he has. As far as Bone Dragons and skull spamming teams, He's going to be a little bit more annoying in that regard to have to battle things. Ranger also ended up getting a nerf, which he's using on his team. Ranger ended up getting a nerf in that it now has a 4 times boost ratio instead of a 5 times boost ratio. Still really a lot of damage. At most, this will only reduce its damage by about 4, so it's a little bit more balanced in that regard. Still a really, really good choice to use earlier on in the game. That hasn't changed at all. So Emperor Khorvash, what we're going to do here is just refund him and see what kind of work he can do. All of that refund resources goes right into our mail. We get 100% of the souls and everything back, so we don't need to worry about any of that. Actually, I do need to claim this refund because I don't have any souls on this account, so I need those souls to re-level our Khorvash. So let's go do that real quick. Let's see, where's our Emperor? Khorvash, where are you? Okay, let's get our Khorvash leveled up. Because, yeah, we have, like, no souls, so we did need to claim that, or else we wouldn't have been able to get his levels back. We want his levels, just don't want his traits. So there we go, we got him leveled, but now he's using literally no traits. Ideally, even if you were to just go small on the traits, it might be good to go on his first trait. First trait is leadership, and it doesn't cost any arcanes. Of course, this week it doesn't matter since this week is his arcane, but if this wasn't this week, Emperor Khorvash's other traits, of course, with all legends, cost 10 arcanes for the second trait and then 6 for the third trait. And on off weeks where you don't have the trait stone available, it can be a little bit hard to actually obtain it. So we'll go for our mana right there. End up getting a skull. And since he's not using skull spam, I don't think we're going to see too huge of a difference with it completely untraded. Though if it was using skull spam, of course we would see that difference. But the fact that it's now 25% compared to that 50, that's only an extra 25% difference anyways. And the full 50% difference isn't really going to be too huge compared to what we were just doing. So we'll try getting the Inferno King now. Yes, we'll throw that down. That'll be able to get off our skull damage. But yeah, the fact that it's a whole 50% down isn't as big of a deal now, since it's only a 25% difference now that at 50%. That was kind of a little bit weird how I just initially said that, but that's essentially what I'm trying to say, is he's might actually be slightly better now untraded, because it's not as big of a benefit with him traded. Okay, so of course we don't get any skull reduction to that. It does the full amount of damage. That's probably going to kill whatever it touches. Yep, there goes our Marilith. At least we get to keep the first Khorvash, at least until he does another skull. Probably don't want to take those yellows. We'll let him take that if he'll actually go for it, because it would have gave us a purple extra turn. I could take these yellows as well. Right over there we no longer need because Marilith is down. Might be able to get some alignment over here if he gives it to us. And nope, doesn't look like it. We'll get a pair, and that's about it. And we might as well just take skulls for it. And we will have to start hitting them down a little bit. Gonna need another skull to poke it. Hopefully we'll get some alignment, and that'll be able to finish out the match most likely. Nope, no alignment. And that'd be really bad if I cast it now. Wow, that would give him so much. We'll go for the brown here. We do end up getting enough, and we get the extra turn, because we do have the +2 on brown right now and +1 on blue. Okay, so I might hold on this. Wait, can we? No, we don't have alignment now. So we'll throw down the Khorvash. We'll get the kill. And actually, I think its split damage is enough to kill that out. Yes, it is. So that's match. Oh, and there's a skull there anyways. So yeah, that is Khorvash without any traits. As far as Khorvash is concerned, I said it before, and I'll probably say it again right now. It is good to untrade it now, and maybe in the future trade it again. I'm actually going to be leaving my Khorvash untraded on this account, mainly because if we end up getting a behemoth, I'm likely going to trade that up instead. As far as trading a Khorvash, as you can see, there's not too huge a difference between it now. The only reason you would really trade up the Khorvash would either be for 2 reasons. One would be for its first trait, just to get up all the three extra stats on all of its stats. Whenever it's in first slot. That'll help out a lot in being able to tank now that it won't really have as much resistance, as well as the fact that 3 extra 2 damage to 2 troops is pretty effective, and it won't use any arcanes. The only other reason you'd really need to trade it up is if you're using it for stun, though this early in the game you don't really need him to be stunning at all. So definitely would advise untrading him and if you want to trade them back later, you can. But if you don't untrade them now, then you won't be able to untrade them later, so do keep that in mind. Anyways, that'll wrap it up for this video. If you guys have any other questions, feel free to leave it in the comment section below. Thanks for watching, and have a wonderful day.